Welcome to QSR Nation, your weekly dose of food service marketing tips and business strategies for success. Here's your hosts, Josh Anderson, Beth Oots, and Anthony Pierce from the PFS Brands National Headquarters.
Hey everybody, welcome back to QSR Nation. As always, we have Josh, Beth, and Tony here from the PFS Brands National Headquarters in Holtzman, Missouri to talk about food service marketing and business strategies for success. Today we're going to discuss a timely and relevant thing as we are trying to formulating our national promotions for next year, but it's basically creating and choosing the right promotion for your location. Right, Beth?
It's exactly right. So, whenever we are coming up with our 2019 strategies, or any year, in fact, it's always a huge, basically a puzzle piece trying to figure out what kind of promotions are going to best suit our retailers. And most people who are in any kind of business, they're trying to figure out what that perfect puzzle piece is going to be to make sure they're going to have the highest revenue during a promotion. But for us, whenever we're doing these, we're always trying to think of, is it more that's going to be a different variety that's going to drive that business, or do we need to have, just mainly 4 quarterly promotions? They're going to help us be able to get the consumers and the deli employees are going to be able to understand what that promotion is and know that that's going to be there for a little while. So whatever you decide to do, you need to make sure that you understand what the time commitments are going to be, and that yes, you might, if you're going to be doing an aggressive deal, is that going to drive more foot traffic into the door so that we can get a higher volume, or are you willing to take a little bit more cut on that margin just so that way you can make sure that you can get the consumer's happiness out of that. But the one thing that you can do in between doing different national promotions is making sure that you come up with customized promotions for those items in your store that you really need to get that push on. So if you do have one of those, a higher margin item that you're not necessarily moving out the door, maybe because sometimes your employees might think it's a harder item to put together, or it's just not one of their favorite things to sell, you need to make sure that, okay, we're going to start doing a customized promotion so that we can get that higher margin item out the door and at a very aggressive deal and price point.
And as you're doing these things, everyone loves a good daily special. I know anytime I go in and sit down, I'm a big mom and pop place fan. I love to go in to try local fare and stuff. I'm always asking what's the special. So whether you're a chain establishment or you're mom and pop sit down or whatever your food service opportunity is there, really looking at that as having those special promotions designed to not only fit your needs, but as Beth said, to really drive consumer engagement. Obviously, there's times when, like she said, you've got to move product possibly that it hasn't been really on fire, so you got to get it going and get it out the doors at an aggressive price point. But at the same time, the reason why it may not have moved is because people just didn't know. So, having those aggressive price points and creating those opportunities and those specials are great opportunities for you to have the consumer, feel they don't have as much skin in the game to try it. So if they don't like it, it's not as big of a quote-unquote loss for them. At the same time, if they do try it and they find out this is something that they really enjoy, then what a great opportunity to get them hooked on a product, during a promotion, so they'll come back and keep buying it at full price later on.
Yeah, for sure. And it might not even be just about a certain item. It could be a slow period during the day. If you're always slow from 2 to 4, a good time to throw out a promotion to maybe get more traffic.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely. You see these chains doing this all the time with different happy hour promotions, and we do it at our stores. And restaurants do it, bars do it. At the end of the day, there's always a time when you're trying to drive additional revenue through and create opportunities that may not have already been there for you.
Mm-hmm. And, for example, too, if you're going to be doing, let's just talk about like Friday night football games. All right. If you know that there's a lot of traffic that's right outside your store, but they're not necessarily coming into the store at that time, why not go ahead and make some extra dollars, run an aggressive deal or promotion that you can go and market to all those consumers that are right there and bring those people into the store. And that way it's going to drive that future business because they know, A, it was a great product, B, it was a great price and deal, and C, I know I'm going to have this every Friday night or whatever that time period is.
Yeah, and as a consumer, I love those what we call fifth quarter promotions. Mm-hmm. After the local high school football game lets out, you go grab some food. Those fifth quarter promotions are one of my favorites as a consumer, just because I know I can get great late night food, great price, and just kind of wrap off, hopefully, what was a good win for my team.
Exactly.
And if you guys have any questions on these custom promotions, you can reach out to us at QSR Nation at pfsbrands.com. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast at pfsbrands.com/podcast. Any other ideas or thoughts you have regarding this?
Just check your records and your reports on all of your POS systems, because if you don't know your times or your items that you're really selling, you're never going to be able to know what kind of promotions you should run for the best deal. So look at those tracking reports.
Yeah, that data is very key. I mean, especially knowing where your consumer opportunities lie.
Yeah, the data tells the truth on that. Okay, guys, thanks for listening this week. For Josh, Beth, and Tony, we'll talk to you next week.
Stop by next week for another QSR Nation episode or visit pfsbrands.com.